Let's start our class today. Good afternoon to all of you. With the Shanti Mantra, we are starting our class today. Om Sri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om Gananang Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastavam ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिविश्चेदसादनं महागणपतये नमः प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजिभिर्वाजिनीवती दीनामविद्यवतु आनो दिवो बृहतः पर्वतादा सरस्वती यजता गन्तु यज्ञं वाग्देवै नमः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् शं नो मित्रं वरुणः शं नो भवत्तर्यमा शं नो इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् Today hope you are you could
Yes, sir.
hear
It's visible.
it is visible. I think so. Today, in last class we discussed about the love, one of the virtue. Uh, in addition with that, Swamiji in his lecture, uh, Chicago lecture, Parliament of Religions, there he uh, has discussed a little bit of there. He described about a story that most various of men would suffer so much misery. We find it in this world who are in virtuous in the religious path. They are suffering much. So when the story begin is that beginning in the beginning, Yudhishthir was asked by Draupadi Why you are the man of virtue. So why did you suffer so much? Then Yudhishthir answered, Behold, my queen, I love them. They do not give me anything, but my nature is to love the grand, the beautiful, therefore, I love them. Similarly, I love the Lord. He is the source of all beauty, of all sublimity. He is the only subject to be loved. My nature is to love Him, and therefore I love. I do not pray for anything. I do not ask for anything. Let Him place me wherever He likes. I must love Him for love's sake. I cannot trade in love. Here, Yudhishthir discussed what the nature should be for the love who have heart poured out for the divinity, for the love. Love never asks for anything. Even did not ask for return also. So, what is the nature of love? The nature of love is who loves, he knows, he or she, whatever. One another story in Vrindavan, the gopis used to love the Krishna, and they used to cry for Krishna as if they are penetrated by the heart by the Krishna's disappeared, but they never give up their attitude of love towards the Krishna because they never expect anything from the Krishna. They love for their sake only. There, one saying is there that is sayings by main Gopi Radhika. She is telling that there are few incident happens, few reason happens where the lover get hurted, painted by the miseries, but still he or she never give up love for his beloved.
Manaji Pranam, this is Ranaja.
Huh? What happened?
Manaji, we have completed love in the
Huh?
last class.
Huh? I know.
I think.
I added. I am adding there.
Oh,
Little bit. I left that day. I could not say that time was over. That's why. Anyhow, that is. Then I am saying what I told. What I was. Some reasons happens where they never give up their love. Where it is the case for mother, she gets so much pain, but never she gave up her love towards her children. So love is that it's never asked for anything. Next, it is right conduct. What is right conduct? Right conduct, it means behavior towards someone who is with you. How do we the behavior? So many times you may ask, if someone give you pain, shall I bear it or I do the same conduct with him or her? We have to bear that pain or miseries from the opposite side what we are getting. Yes, still we have to. When it happens, when we think that the opposite person who is there, he is with the same person with you, as if you are considering yourselves another part of your body. I cannot deny my another organs. So these feelings should have for the other who is in front of you, because this word is yours, and it is the thing we are the same child of Almighty. Swamiji told, if there is an all merciful universal soul that is one, and we are existing from that same soul, so we should not behave to anyone as a stranger, and the behavior should be modest and with lovable. How is it possible? Is it possible every time? Sometimes it is not possible. In practical life, what it happens to us, sometimes we cannot feel that he is my own. So we sometimes we become restless and worried, and we behave like that it is a someone stranger. But if it happens for the well being of someone, or to protect yourselves, you may do that, but it should not be harmful. So right conduct is your behavior that you are representing yourselves to the others. That conduct itself which says that how you are, but it should be from your heart. From your heart means what you are saying, you are feeling the same in your heart or not. Something in your mouth is there another, and from the heart you are saying something another. It should not be. It may have for the time being true, but it will obviously will come out, or it will be lighted some one day, that you are not the same one what you are showing. So you must be like that. Your conduct should be show modesty for the everyone who are helpless, or we need to help someone. You do that way, that it should not hurt also. He should not hurt also. So this is the right conduct is the one of our virtue, or you may say it is the one of values, positive values for human. Non-violence. Non-violence in Bengali you may say ahimsa. How is it possible ahimsa? How non-violence is possible? Non-violence means is not to that you need not to protect yourselves. You have to protect yourselves. That is not the violence. But you should not to hurt or harm for anyone with your violence. Swamiji, in his lecture in the beginning, Parliament of Religion, in the beginning, he is saying, if you may remember, I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal tolerance, but we accept all religions are true. Swamiji, in this two line, he just showed the Indian's nature. We never want to hurt anyone. Swamiji, in another lecture, he told, India never had any violence for any region or any country. So India's nature, India, if you see the Indian history, Indian traditions, you will find it is the culture of Indian non-violence. It is not that in the 20th century by the Mahatma Gandhi only has produced. It is not that. It is the Indian tradition, Indian culture. Non-violence is one of that. Swamiji told in that lecture, end of the lecture, I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions, with the sword or with the pain, and all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal. This is our nature. This is the Indian nature, non-violence, and they never hurt to anyone. If you see the story of Ashoka, he beginning he was a Chandashoka, then Dharmashoka. As a king, it fought for his enemies, but when he understood this is not the religion actually says, and he changed the non-violence. He protect himself but not to conquer anyone. We do that same. In Gita, if you will find there. You may say Gita is happening in the battlefield. It's sayings by Sri Krishna in the battlefield. But where is the question of non-violence? But still, in Gita, if you find non-violence is there. Non-violence that does not mean the fight, but to protect, but to take his own vows. The non-violence is the that is the virtue, that is the religion. So Krishna, Sri Krishna, what he says in his teachings, that is do your work, never expect for any result, and if you find, you will find there that the Krishna is always in the path of virtue, and that gives the teachings of non-violence and the truthfulness for his righteousness. So, this is the nature or the culture of India. Indians, they never do any violence for others. So violence, non-violence is that to protect yourselves but not to violate anyone. So with this, now tolerance. Swami, I already read out then must I may was ask another questions. Why should I tolerate to anyone but one? Swamiji told, why should I tolerate? Swamiji told in his lecture, here we the children of the immortal bliss, even with that reside in higher spheres. I found the ancient one who is beyond all darkness, all delusion. Knowing him alone, you shall be saved from death ever again. Children of immortal bliss, what a sweet, what a hopeful name. Allow me to call you, written by the sweet name here of immortal bliss. Yea, the Hindu refuse all calls are sinner. Ye are the children of God, the sharers of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings, ye divinity on earth, sinners. It is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing libel on human nature. Come up, O lion, and shake off the delusion that you are sheep. Your soul immortal, spirit free, blessed and eternal. Ye are not matter, ye are not bodies. Matter is your servant, not you, the servant of matter. Why did Swamiji say it like that? Why should I tolerate? Because we are the children of immortal bliss, same immortal bliss. We are the children of that Almighty. So I must tolerate, not that I am a powerful. I can tolerate anyone by thinking that he is so miser. I should tolerate him. Is it not? It is not. I should tolerate him as we are the children of same Almighty, same immortal bliss, same soul, only one soul, one Atma, one Brahman is there. We are the children of same one. If you think like that way, you will have the compassion for everyone, for yourself also, that I am blessed, that I can identify myself with the everyone. So tolerance comes from that realization or from that understanding where it says that we are the children of same one. Swamiji told in another lecture that in every religion says three things. We are the similar, all religions are the similar in three matters. What are these? First one, every religion says that only one God is there or reside. Second one, that every religion says about the love. And third one, in every religion having the brotherhood. From where the brotherhood comes? Because we are the children of Almighty, same Almighty. So, with this understanding or with these values, we can tolerate everyone or anyone. It is our nature. We cannot avoid it. We have to avoid it. Wherever you go, you find that all the existence are from one. It may have the different religion, but they're the same one. Swamiji said, what is that? About the Hindu religion, he says, the Hindu religion does not consist in struggles and attempt to believe in certain doctrine or dogma, but in realizing, not in believing, but in being and becoming. So we have to attend that same one, sameness. We have to attend that sameness. That is the religion. The tolerance gives us that attitude to reach the sameness but oneness. Feel like that way, that we are from the one. In one, it may work in different way. We speak in different language. We stayed in different countries or state, but still we are the existing of same Almighty. Like that, we can build up this attitude of tolerance. Otherwise, it is not the possible. Tolerance comes from that attitude or the some that same understanding that where we are sometimes told we are the children of same Almighty. Next one, honesty. Honesty, and you will find another truthfulness. That is the same. How honesty means, in the at the beginning of the class I told you must what you are observing and what you are thinking itself in your mind, that should be the same. Honesty means shatata in Bengali. In your attitude or in your behavior, you should not deny the truthfulness. Truthfulness is a vast point we can discuss about other day. But honesty is that you must not do anything that is what it will hurt you. You cannot justify yourself, or you have to ask yourselves, am I doing the right thing or not? Honesty is a one positive value that takes to you the godness. Swamiji told the divinity, what is there inside, that is our real nature. We are covered with the mud and dirty. We have to remove that by our work and deed. Whatever you are doing, is it in truthful way or truly honesty way? You may ask yourselves, am I doing the right thing? If their questions, if their answer is that yes, that is the virtue, that is the honest. So honesty is one kind of virtue that takes to us the nature of a god. You can justify yourselves that what you were exactly you should do that or not. I hope you have understood this matter. Honesty asks our or it stands before us as a master as to guide us in the right path. So honesty is the virtue that makes our character. I hope you have understood this matter. Next, trust. We have to trust. Sometimes this question arises: should I trust to everyone who is around you? Someone asked me day before yesterday, to whom I asked, whom I trust, he may cheat you. Is it true that should I trust to everyone, whatever it is saying? I do remember the nature of a Mahavira. He was a so powerful, but he used to trust everyone. By trust to everyone, you may have some any problem may come, but if that virtue remains with you, truthfulness and trust, what will happen? You may come up from that situation. Trust always it helps to you to come up or to remove all the hurdles before you. For the time being, you may have some problems, but it is not that by trusting anyone or everyone you may have the problem. The question is to build up your character, your personality. If you stand upon on the virtue of trust, it takes to you to the right way. You may have the problem. Sometimes in our practical life it happens, but we must not give up that virtue, because if you are right, then you will have the path. You will see the light one day. So this is the virtue. By trust, you may have the guide. You may have the path to see the light. So we must not be away from the trust. Sometimes this question arises: I should trust. I should tolerate everyone. I should trust everyone. Yes, you have to trust, because without that you can't survive for a day. Or the question arises one day, trust is the first virtue in our life. How? When I was, you were, by everyone was in childhood, just started his or her life, mother told, he is your father, he is your brother, she is your sister, or he is your uncle. We believed, we trust mother. We had no another way out without trust. Guru, the Acharya, teacher told, whatever teachings we have got, we had to trust over that. Then afterwards we did research, we have found out another way. But in the beginning we had to trust our Acharya. When you are going to somewhere, you are riding a public vehicle, bus or train. You believe you had to trust that vehicle is going to your destination. When you are going to barber for your cutting your hair, you had to trust. You have to trust because before his knife, you are giving your head by only trust. So without trust, we cannot move it one day. Trust. That's why trust is the another virtue or positive attitude to build up your character. If you not trust to anyone, is it possible to run one day without trust? It not. So we have to trust and we have to protect as well, and we must not away from the trust like virtue. So trust is the another positive attitude or personality to build up our personality. Next one, respect. We have so many classes about the respect. We had our seminar also on respect. Respect, when we discussed about the respect, that same point comes out, the respect of a nojiketa, shraddha. Shraddha, Swamiji told, it cannot be explained. It's a positive attitude and what takes us man to the divinity. When Shraddha enters a man, he became the god. He become the god. Shraddha, it's define man to man. It defines holy and unholy. And if Shraddha enters to anyone, he himself changed his attitude towards the world. Swamiji told the difference between the man to man is the difference between the Shraddha. It is the difference of Shraddha. How I can respect myself. I have a respect for thousands of God. I believe thousands of God, but I cannot believe or respect myself. It will not have any effect. The respect for yourselves first, then respect for others. Yes, I am not the unworthy. And always think, Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Brahman. It is the most, I think, this is the most respect towards ourselves, that I am the Brahman. I can't do anything wrong. By thinking this way, we obviously will regain the respect in our heart. I am pure, absolute. Think always like that. This is the respect for ourselves. Without that respect for ourselves, we can't stand up. This type of respect is necessary for ourselves, for everyone. You should not disrespect to anyone also. When you will gain the respect yourselves, you can't disrespect to others also. Who is great soul, he never disrespect to anyone. If you find those are the great souls, they never disrespect to even the child also. So as he respect himself, same the respect remains for others also. The respect, Shraddha it takes to us to the divinity. Swamiji told so many in story in his sayings that you need the Shraddha as a Nochiketa. Another story I remember, story of Aruni, Shetoketu, Putra Shetoketu. His guru told, go to the field and you must to protect the water from leakings out. So he went to the field and saw that water is pouring out. What he did then? He lay there to protect the water. He had a respect for his guru's word, Shraddha. And when Guru came and saw that he is lying there to protect the water, then he asked, why did you do so? He told, I had no another way to protect the water, but I have to keep your word. This is the respect. Even giving up his body or the thinking of his future, what will happen? He given up to keep or to do respect for his guru's word. He became the Brahmagga by the grace of his guru. So this is the respect it takes to us to the realization. When Guru says that does mean it must be happen, it will happen. I should have the respect his word. So respect is the another virtue or positive attitude what takes us to the divinity. I must have the respect for myself. In the two stories, we find that Nochiketa had the respect for himself and the respect for his father and the Shastra, and the Aruni had the respect for his teacher or Guru. So both ways we find the respect itself takes to us to the realization. With this point, we landed today's class. Open mind. Open mind means we must have the view or attitude to accept whatever good from outside or what corner it may be comes to us. We have to accept. This is a positive attitude, open minded. We have to justify obviously, but we must have to keep open our doors of mind to receive all kind of goodness. It may be different religion or different path or different language, but always to remember, without this attitude we can't be grow up, because the miserliness of our attitude it takes to us to the end. Swamiji told, I could not remember the where it is, but sayings was like that: if you close your doors and sit in a room, if you want to meditate yourselves, if you want to conserve your attitudes, it takes to you the narrowness. It is the same case for your all. It is the case for all religions also. In every day, for the time, for the reason, we must change something. We have to accept. We are. We should be ready to accept that attitude, what to adjust or to develop our attitude or culture or religion, whatever it is. So open your mind to receive all kind of goodness, whatever it is form. So we must be ready if you want or if you want to develop. It is not for person, for the religion, for the country, it is required their mind should be open. What is gracious, what is peaceful, what is good for the society or persons, we have to receive. And what is bind us, what takes us to the narrowness, we must reject it. Think that we have to grow up. It is not that with the holding our traditions, what is takes to us to the narrowness, or the it takes to the our death end, you have to give up. You must reject that attitude. So open mind is one another positive attitude that takes to us to the infinity. That takes us to that feelings of oneness, and it obviously developed our hearts to receive all kind of goodness for ourselves. Thanking you. I end today's class. We'll start from the next slide in the next class.
Pranam Maharajji. Maharajji, question answer হবে?
Yes.
If you have any question, he can ask to the Maharajji. If anyone have any question, they can ask to the Maharajji.
Yes, yes. But 5 minutes is there. We can do. We can discuss.
Yes.
বলো বলো কিছু বলো ভুলভাল যা পারো বলো অন্তত ঠিকঠাক
কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন আছে তাহলে কোশ্চেন করতে পারেন আপনারা।
সব বুঝে গিয়েছি কি বলো রেণুকা কিছু বলবে মনে হচ্ছে Do you have any questions? Anyone?
I have no questions.
Why? Do ask something.
But attending this class, I am really feeling proud of that. And so many things I have learned from you, and I want to continue this class.
That's good.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Pranam.
Pranam, pranam. That's good. Continue. We have to develop ourselves from the inside and outside both. From the inside by
Okay.
religion and outside by the science.
Okay. Okay, sir. Maharaj, Pranam.
In Swamiji, in one lecture, he told that science is a religion, yeah, and religion is the science. Both. But Raja Maharaj told another thing. Raja Maharaj told where the reason stop, religion starts from there. So we have to develop both from the inside and outside. Okay. Ranajay, Baba.
Ranjay has left
Oh,
because he has some class of the
আচ্ছা
of his
সন্দেশ, ঠিক আছে, we end today's class. ओम शांति शांति शांति, हरि ओम तत्सत। श्री राम कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय। जय महामाई की जय। जय स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय। जय गंगा माई की जय।